Well, howdy, folks. How's it going today? I hope everybody's doing really good. I'm just out in the shop tying up a few loose ends here. This is a Squire I've been working on. We changed the bridge plate, got a different pickup, and different pick guard. I'm waiting on the switch right now because that one was bad, but somebody had put a Bigsby on this thing, so we was thinking about covering it up actually with a back plate, like for a Strat. I kind of laid one on there, and I wouldn't have been able to probably cover that. If we had a black one, that was an option. The owner had some 3D printed things too that he was thinking about putting on there with some just different images, and that may still happen, but we agreed to fill these holes in with glue and just see what that looks like. And maybe we won't cover it up, if we can just kind of fill those in so they're not such an eyesore. There's multiple holes, so it's going to take some work. I may end up taking the bridge off just so I can get in there and work clean. But what we're going to do is just drop fill them with super glue. It's going to take a few lifts to do it, and then we'll attempt to kind of finish it off a little bit if we can. We'll see what it looks like. Now, I've just taken a Sharpie here. You could do this with a pencil too, and I've just kind of colored the bright open wood, that wasn't finished. So it's not going to look just white. Maybe they'll look sort of like a knot when we're done or something. That would be okay. Of course, they are kind of symmetrical here, but we're going to fill them in nonetheless and try to get some of this stuff finished up. So when I do get the switch, then I can just wire that up and string the guitar up and should be good to go. All right, well, let's get to work. Okay, so I just got some thin super glue. This is just Walgreens here. Now what I'm going to do is put some in a little plastic cup here, and instead of trying to hang the bottle out over the guitar and get super glue everywhere, what I like to do is just take a screwdriver, a little flat blade, just kind of dip it into the super glue, and then I'm just going to put it down and just let it kind of run off there on its own like that. This is a really slow and tedious process, but it's just the neatest way I've found to do it without making a big mess, dripping paint all over the guitar and that kind of thing. So we'll just take our time with this, keep doing little layers of it. Now, there's a pretty good sized dent over here, so that one's going to take quite a few attempts to get it filled in, but again, you just take your time with this stuff. You don't want to make a mess, and just know going in that it's going to take multiple sessions to do this. Now, you could probably take a little pipette or whatever those, like CA glue comes with, but I always find that it's just really hard to see how much is going in there with that thing on the end of the glue bottle. So this is my preferred method, like I said, and it takes a little bit to get it, but the nice thing is I can kind of draw that super glue in and push it around with the screwdriver to fill in spots that I would really like to get filled in without, just overflowing the whole thing with super glue. So again, multiple sessions here till we get it all filled in, and then we'll work on trying to finish it off somehow. That again is going to be another long and boring, tedious process, but I did want to share this with you guys because I do see a lot of guys repair, holes on guitars, and, they have to tape everything off, which, that's not a bad idea. I just find this saves me a lot of time by doing this and just letting it kind of self-level, if you will. Let's see if I can get a little in this one up here and just kind of get that one started as well. And like I said, I just use a small screwdriver. I've used a toothpick before. Dip that in the super glue as well and just kind of let it run in on its own. Just take your time. It's certainly not a race. Okay. So that's probably about it for this round right here. I may touch this one up just a little bit more. Just let it kind of self-level in the hole. Alright, so that one's starting to get filled in a little bit, which is good. I mean, let's face it, it's not going to look any worse than it did. It's, you know, that was kind of an eyesore just looking at the holes. It's not a big deal, but, you know, if we can fix it, we might as well try to fix it. Then you won't be getting, you know, moisture down in the holes, and they can eventually start to crack and cause other issues in your finish. And I don't know if it's going to affect the sound a lot. It may. Who knows? Like I said, this is worth a shot just to try to get them filled in. Now, I'll never get this back to a factory finish where these are drilled out, but my hope is to just kind of lessen the blow of the visual when you first look at the guitar. So this one's taken quite a lot of glue. I'm guessing it's probably a pretty deep hole. There were some pretty long screws in that bigsby, if I remember right. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of adding, you know, bigsbys and locking systems to guitars. I'd rather just buy one that's already set up with a bigsby or a Floyd or whatever, Kayla. Rather than drill holes in a guitar and then, you know, discover, wow, I really don't like the bigsby. Now I've got holes in my guitar, so there's always that. Okay, this one's starting to get filled up a little bit. I can start to see the hole closing in, so that's a good sign. I'm just going to do the best I can, like I said, to try to, you know, just fill these in, kind of cover them up. While I was right at it, I figured I'd show you guys this little trick that I've been doing for a while. And like I said, I found this really is the cleanest method to do it. You just got to have a steady hand and some patience. That's it, folks. Okay, so I think that is going to about do it for that session. I'm going to wipe my little screwdriver down, and we'll just kind of take it one step at a time, like I said. Now you can see it's starting to fill that one in pretty good. These ones are a little deeper, but they are starting to get filled in. So I'm just going to let them dry, and then I'll repeat this process again and keep going until we get them all filled in. Okay, so I've done a few more drops in there. It's going to take just a little bit more. You can see we're starting to get close here as far as being level. Now you can see some other marks from where the bigsby was. You're not going to really take any out of that, you know. You're kind of stuck with it, but we're just going to work on these holes. Now there's a few ways I'm going to finish this off. The first one is to take a straight blade like this, put some tape on each side of it. You can use like, you know, Scotch tape too, the clear stuff. And what that does is it kind of shims the blade up so you're not digging into the finish on either side of the hole. And I'll just slowly level that off. And this takes some real patience to do this correctly. Now there's another way you can do it. You could take a piece of sandpaper, okay? I'm just going to rip a little piece of sandpaper off. Now what you can do, you could actually hold your finger right down on the sandpaper, right on top of the hole, lightly, and I would narrow this up, of course. It'd be really, really narrow, just the width of the hole, that's it. Push down right on the paper over the hole and give it a sandpaper pull. And what that does, and you could do this with your little screwdriver too, you could actually, put the sandpaper down, maybe push down with a, either a Sharpie or a screwdriver and hold it down too, and then just do a light drag, and that keeps you from getting into the other finish. Now you're going to get into it a little bit anyways to finish this off properly, but it takes time to do this, but I can definitely make these flush again. Yeah, you're probably going to still see the holes, but they're not going to be as visible, and you might not catch it right at first, but, like I said, there is a pattern here, so, we're just looking to flush it off and kind of make it look a little better. And like I said, in the end, we may cover it up anyway, but it's worth a shot. If it looks decent, then maybe we'll just leave it alone. If it looks really horrible, then we'll try something else. But anyways, as you can see, I've got a little more to go here on these, but it's getting close. I apologize for the glare, but I am kind of using it to my advantage right now so you can see. But I did start filling some of these in behind the bridge as well. Those are going to take a little more work, but I think I can do it even without removing the bridge. Those ones will probably just get flushed up, and I may not really finish those ones off. Maybe this one back here, but the ones right behind the bridge, will just kind of level them up and leave them alone. It's not a really huge deal. Like I said, this is just going to look better than a bunch of holes in the guitar anyway. At least it looks like somebody tried. And I have done this a few times and had really, really good results. Like, it was really hard to tell, after just, filling dents and things like that on guitar bodies. It can be done. If it was a colored body, there are other options where you could, fill it in with some glazing putty and maybe just touch it with some paint, that kind of thing. But in this application, this is what I use, is super glue. Now you can use like medium viscosity too, like some of this stuff. I usually start with thin, then I know it's going all the way down in, and then I may change to medium as I get built up a little bit more. And the reason I like to change to medium is because if you use thin and it's almost to the top of the hole, there is a chance that it can run out and spill out over the hole. With the medium, it's it's got a little thicker viscosity, so it kind of hangs in the hole and around it better. So that's just a little piece of advice if you're going to try this too. So, in the end, like I said, I'll do the razor blade thing, try to level it up, and then I'll start using some sandpaper pulls and maybe some micro mesh pads to actually complete the finish process. And I'll shoot a video of it when I get to that stage, but I just thought I'd show you guys this little trick, while I was doing it. So hopefully this helps. Again, I'll try to do a complete video too, or at least when I complete this, I'll try to do a video so you can see the results, and I can kind of maybe give you some more pointers if I run into any more tricks. So thanks again for watching, folks. I really appreciate all the views and the nice comments. We'll see you guys real soon. Be good. Okie doke.